Hello, viewers. I'm Mr. Dilip Kumar Pal. Stand before you with a topic: Prevailing Torture Methods in Modern Societies, Part 1. It is found in plus 3 fifth semester DSE-1 paper, and the name of the paper is Human Rights in Comparative Perspective. Today's topic is prevailing torture methods in modern societies. It means in modern societies, what are the torture methods prevail? And in this video, I will discuss 6 important torture methods which are prevailing in the modern society. In its second part 2, I will discuss rest of torture methods. But before I discuss prevailing torture methods in modern times, I want to inform my viewers that my channel name is @Dilip Kumar Pal 9375. Never forget. In this channel, you will find videos from plus 3 first semester to 5th semester ethics and values, videos from plus 3 first semester to 6th semester political science honors, videos from plus 3 first semester to 2nd semester political and general elective, and some videos of environmental studies of plus 3 first semester, and some videos of plus 2 first year political science and plus 2 second year political science. I want to inform my viewers that any video you want, any video on any topic you want, just write my name Dilip Kumar Pal in the name of the topic in Google or YouTube. You'll get bilingual videos in English and Urdu. Let us start. Prevailing torture methods in modern society, part 1. In modern societies, in present society, what are the torture methods prevail? Let us start. Even if torture is regarded as an inhumanitarian practice and its prohibition is a cardinal principle of international law, but different methods of torture still are found in modern societies mentioned below. No doubt, torture is regarded as an inhumanitarian method, and due to this reason, its prohibition is a cardinal principle of international law. But still now, in present times, in some countries, different type of torture methods are being adopted. So what are these torture methods? Methods of torture prevail in modern societies. Number 1, waterboarding. What is waterboarding? It is a method of torture. What is waterboarding? It is a technique of torture. Under this system, the victim is tied to a table and a cloth is used to cover his face. Then water is poured on his face and on the cloth so that he will be suffocated and a sense of drowning. It causes post-traumatic stress or mental illness, and in some cases also organ failure. So waterboarding is a method of torture. In the waterboarding system, the victim is tied to a table. A victim is tied with a table. Then a cloth is used to cover his face. Then water is poured. Water is given on his face and on the cloth so that he will be suffocated and a sense of drowning. In the system, the victim is tied with a table. Then a cloth is covered on his face. A cloth is kept on his face. Then water is poured, means water is given over his face and over the cloth. By this, he will feel suffocation and a sense of drowning. Whenever the victim will be tied on a table and a cloth will be given on his face, then water is poured on his face and cloth. By this, he will feel suffocating and he will feel as if he is drowning. It causes post-traumatic or mental illness, and in some cases also organ failure. It is so much dangerous that it may cause mental illness and it may lead to organ failure. This is waterboarding. Number 2, Syrian box. Syrian box is also a method of torture. What is Syrian method? Syrian box? It is another technique of torture. In the system, a person is tied up and kept in a box where he cannot move and change positions. In the system, a person is tied up and kept in a box where he cannot move and change positions. He is kept there for days together. Food is stuffed in from an opening, but as hands tied, he cannot get at it. The uncomfortable position along with starvation make the victim both physically and psychologically weak. Syrian box is another method of torture. Under this system of torture, a person is tied and he will be kept in a box where it will be difficult for him to move and change his position. Then food is dropped from an opening point, but the food he cannot reach at the food because his hands are tied. So he will remain in starvation for days together, and it will create psychological and physical weakness. In the system, a person is tied up and kept in a box where he cannot move and change position. He is kept there for days together. Food is dropped in from an opening, but as hands tied, he cannot get at it. The uncomfortable position along with starvation make the victim both physically and psychologically weak. A person will be tied, he will be kept in a box, and he will be kept in a box in such a way that he cannot move and change his position. Then food will be given from an opening point, but as his position is awkward, as his hands are tied, he cannot reach at the food, and he will be kept in that position for a long time. So the uncomfortable position along with starvation make the victim both physically and psychologically weak. Number 3, white torture. White torture. It is another method of torture. In the system, the victim is kept in a room which is completely white. He is dressed in white. Everything, even food that he gets, is white. In white torture, a victim is kept in a room which is completely white and he is dressed in white. Everything, even food that he gets, is white. In white torture, a person will be kept in a room which is completely white. He will be dressed in white. He will be given food which is completely white. He is forced to remain silent in that room. He will be forced to remain silent in that room. As the result, sensory deprivation or lack of sense occurs, and the victim hallucinates. Hallucinates means it seems to be real, but not. Eventually, that condition leads to madness. In system, a person will be kept in a room which is completely white. He will be dressed in white. He will be given food in white. He is forced to remain silent in that room. As a result, sensory deprivation or lack of sense occurs. Whenever a person will be kept in a room which is white, he will be given food which is white, he will be dressed in white, and he will be forced to remain silent. It will lead to mental deprivation. It will lead to mental problem. And the victim hallucinates. Means he will feel real, but it is not that. He will feel as if it is real, but it is not that. It is hallucination. Eventually that condition lead to madness. Fourth one is tiger bench. It is another method of torture. Tiger bench. It is a Chinese technique of torture. What is a tiger bench? Under this system, a person is placed on a bench. His knees are tied tightly to the bench. Then bricks are placed under his feet. The process of keeping bricks goes unabated till his knees snap the break. By this, the person becomes disabled for rest of life. In tiger bench, it is a Chinese technique of torture. Under this system, a person is placed on a bench. His knees are tied to the bench. A person is placed on a bench. His knees, K-N-E-S, knees, are tied with the bench. Then bricks are placed under his feet. A person is tied with the bench. His knees are also tied. Then bricks are placed under his feet. The process of keeping bricks goes unabated till his knees are snapped or break. Process of keeping bricks will continue till his knees are break. By this, the person becomes disabled for rest of life. Fifth one, German chair. It is also a method of torture. It is Syrian technique adopted by government against rebel. German chair is a Syrian technique of Syrian government against rebel. The victim is tied to the seat of the chair. And his upper and lower part of the body are pushed towards the ground and remain unbendable position. It results either fracture or break the victim's spine. So, German chair, it is a Syrian technique adopted by government against rebel. German chair is a method of torture. It is Syrian technique. It is a technique of Syrian government against the rebel. So what this method is? The victim is tied on the seat of the chair. The victim is tied in the seat of a chair like this, and his upper and lower part of the body are pushed towards the ground. A victim is tied on the seat of the table, and his upper part and lower part is pushed towards the ground like this and remain unbendable position. A person will be tied with the seat of the table, then his upper part and lower part will be bent towards the ground and it will remain unbendable. It will be pushed towards the ground. It results either the fracture or break the victim's spine. By this, whenever a person will be kept on the seat of a table and his upper part and lower part will be pushed towards the ground, whenever a person will be kept for a long time, his spine or backbone will be fractured. Then fingernail removal torture. Fingernail removal torture. It is another technique of torture. In this technique, the victim's nails are extracted forcefully from the fingers by a sharp device. Fingernail removal torture. In this, it is another technique of torture. In this technique, the victim's nails are extracted forcefully from the finger by a sharp device. Generally, nails cheaper forceps, pliers or a specific design tool is used for this purpose. Nails are removed with a forceps or any special device. That process gives untold pain to the victim, and his fingers bear the scar marks forever. Whenever fingernails will be removed, it will give untold pain to the victim, and there will be a terrible mark, scars mark on his finger. So, in this video, we have discussed 6 methods of torture in part 1 of this. In its second part, I will discuss the rest of methods of torture. So, I request my viewers, never forget to subscribe my channel. By this, you will get new videos and aware of your friends those who are ignorant about this channel, so some students will be benefited. By giving help to anybody, we will not have any loss. Help to anybody is a symptom of a human being, and we want to be human being. Okay, viewers, have a good day.